Let's get into a little auto reply for recruiting specifically. First thing I'll do is click new auto reply. I'm going to name it auto reply 1 just to keep it nice and simple. Now below you can put in keywords and any keywords or phrases and as many as you want. As I go through this, I'm going to kind of go back and forth and show you some different elements that you can use as well in here as well. So I'm writing job, hiring, some different things people might say when they're looking to reach out for a job. And contains will keep that open, so if somebody writes jobs with an exclamation point, it'll still trigger it out. Exact match or equals to is an exact match, and that would be good for why or no. But in this case, we'll go ahead and paste in our message that we had before in here. So it says thanks for inquiring. Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no, type 3 for this type of job. So actually, in this case, in this example, we have 1 is a certain type of job, 2 is another job, and 3 is another job. So back to where we can have some other options. This is called forms. So when people fill out a form, there's a welcome text anyway. So you can create the welcome text with what you want and skip through the opening part, have people respond in, you kick out an auto reply with this link, they fill out all their information, you get their permission. All of this goes directly into the database. So each account has its own link. Each location has its own link. So if you wanted to add this right up front in the process to make sure you're getting the person's name, information, everything right away without having to ask what's your first name, what's your last name, you can go ahead and paste this in. So we'll go ahead and paste this in. We're going to remove some elements of what we have in here for the various jobs. So the 1, 2, 3 for the different types of jobs. If I can figure out how to copy it, which I will here in a second. Okay, there we go. So we'll copy this and move that into the next response, because what we're going to see when we send out this link and they fill it out, the first text that they get after they fill the information out will be asking them to say the word jobs. So I may change that just for simplicity's sake, and then we can go ahead and see how this thing shakes out and works. So we'll go ahead and make this nice and simple. Go back here to the actual text that would be the welcome text. Let's swap this out for next, just to keep it simple. And then go back into our other page. It's going to auto-update, so you don't have to save anything. And this is what it looks like on the page. Now here we are. So we have this initial thing. They've said jobs. You've kicked out the links. So number 2, let's just make next the keyword. So now next will, in this case, be what we had originally for jobs, which is, type 1 for this type of job, type 2 for that type of job, type 3. So now you set up your tree. So message number 3 might be 1, 2, 3, where you have one generic one, where if no matter how they respond, you respond specifically. And then later on, I'll show you how to break it out by specific job so that you can split out the 1s, the 2s, and the 3s and really target people with very specific messages. So in this case, I'll just write a real simple one. Thank you for inquiring. If you're open to a drug test or background check, type 4 for yes, 5 for no, and we can go to the next part of the tree. I'll just save these and go down and let's do another one. So this will be 4 and 5. No matter how they respond, 4 for yes, 5 for no. Now they're going to get the next response that you write. So you can see how the tree starts to come together. Now, if we wanted to go specific to the job, so now somebody responds 1, let's give them the actual job that they're interested in instead of some generic message. That's easy to. So now you would do the same thing we're doing now, but the keyword or phrase for the next one would be number 2, and then obviously number 3, and that can go through as many jobs as you have. So now you're able to segment out the people that have come in and replied by which job they're interested in, and then send them job-specific information. For example, how much they'll be paid, where the location is, because all that stuff does change depending on what job it is in general. So this is where the original message kicks out, where you start to move them back into the auto-reply section as they fill out the form. It'll kick it back out to auto-reply. Again, here's the form. And then once they're in auto-reply, you can set up the tree any way you want. As people fill out the information, you'll see them here in the contact section, and you'll see them in the messages section with their names as they move forward. So it's real simple. I'm happy to help if anybody has any questions, and it can be as dynamic as you want or as simple as you want. Thank you so much.